Today I had a viewer request to show you how to do a blowout. So I'm going to blow out my own hair for you. Keep in mind that everybody has different hair, so I'm going to give you a bunch of tips and tricks. Some of them might work perfectly for you. Some of them might not be the best. I have like really wavy, frizzy hair. We live in Florida, so we're dealing with lots of humidity and stuff. So we're going to use lots of heat protection products, lots of anti-humidity stuff, and I'm going to show you a picture right now. This is what my hair looks like with no product in it, just air dried. So it's kind of a mess. If your hair looks like that, this video, do exactly everything I say. If your hair doesn't look like that, pick and choose what's great for you. Talk to your stylist. They know your hair better than I do, maybe better than you do. So take their advice, use good products. Let's get this underway. Okay, first I'm gonna put a split end mender, and it helps also with it's like little bits of damage you have in your hair. Everybody has this stuff, so you just take a very, very little bit. You can hardly see it on my hands. And I'm gonna start, ears down, just kind of putting it in. I have some damage like up underneath here, so I'm gonna concentrate on that. You don't want to put anything that's like a cream or an oil base up by your roots, because then your blowout's gonna be ruined. It's gonna look all greasy. You don't want that. So start there. I showered probably, 45 minutes ago, so my hair has been air drying for maybe 30 or 45 minutes, so that just tells you how thick it is because it's still pretty wet. The moral of the story is you want to not blow dry your hair when it's still dripping. That's a waste of time. This, by the way, next product is a blowout cream. It's a heat protector. We'll talk about heat protectors later. Use them is the moral of the story. So don't do it when it's soaking wet. If it's soaking wet, it's not going to do anything. You want to only put a brush to your hair when it's 75% dry. So even this, in my mind, is a little bit too wet still. But I'm going to, time is something we don't have a lot of, so we're just going to go for it. One little trick I want to show you before I get started. Always comb through your products, okay? Helps distribute them evenly and just have them work a little bit better for you. Okay, so on my days off, when I'm not at the salon, I wash my hair, okay? I walk around with my hair in a low bun for a day. Here's how you do it. You're just gonna twist this, and you're not gonna use a hair tie. You wanna use like a clip. This is my really ugly at-home clip. Okay? Low bun. And then we're just gonna blow dry bangs or whatever you have in front. And the beauty of this is that tomorrow, had we left this bun in all day, tomorrow your hair is gonna be like 90% dry, and you can just probably take a curling iron to it and smooth it out, and all that frizz and all this effort that I'm about to put into it, you'll have to do like a tenth of it. So if you can wait a day, wait a day. Okay, bangs. Always do your bangs first. You're going to use a flat brush or a vented brush. I like a flat brush because it starts to like pull out a little bit of this wave that I don't want to deal with. I have my blow dryer on all the way hot, all the way wind, just because I have so much hair. I'm sorry if that's bad for your hair, but that's what I do. Okay, so one thing people do that makes me crazy when they blow dry their hair is they don't point the blow dryer at the brush and the hair. Okay, you're wasting your time. If you're going like this, don't do that. Take the blow dryer and point it directly where the brush and your hair is, and it will blow dry faster and smoother. Like this. See? You don't necessarily want to touch it, but get close. All right, you're gonna do this until it's like mostly dry. So cue the music. All right, I'm just parting this off because I'm getting it dry, but my hair gets so wet down here that it's hard to get at that section without, you know, clipping a little bit up. So I clip it up and it's just easier for me to work with in front, so I just do that. Next section, I like to do this, I like to spend lots of time on this top section and less time on these section because I work smarter, not harder, and nobody sees this. So we're just gonna get it dry the best we can. All right, so it's like 97% dry, remember? So now we use our brush, especially where it's looking like real bad. In the front, where people are gonna see it more, where you're gonna look at it all day. And I'm just, so I just turn the brush constantly to pull on that tension, you know? And again, I'm using a curling iron later, so I'm not making this perfect. I'm gonna do a cool shot because I'm sweating. And sweat makes your hair wet. A cool shot also helps to set your hair a little bit. So, cool shot. Okay, so this section I spend a little more time on because it's the top section. And that's, you know, exposed to the humidity most and, you know, gonna lay over the rest of it. So I do take my brush, it's a little bit more wet up here. But I'm going to use my brush instead of the... And again, you're going to follow the brush with the blow dryer right close to it, okay? Get it dry. Tension, there's tension here, and you're just going to pull slow. So yeah, again, it's way better than the rest of it. Not perfect still, again, because we're going to use a curling iron. But what that does is that top section is just going to lay much nicer and be much smoother and shinier, you know, because it's what people see. So here's my other section from there. Same thing, get a little bit of tension. Follow it with your blow dryer. Don't waste your time not aiming. Aim. Alright, next section. In this top section, don't take too much hair, you're just going to get frustrated. So could I do this all in one section? Maybe, yeah, but I'm not going to because I've learned that frustrates the living daylights out of me and I'm trying to handle too much hair, so I just take smaller sections. If you think you can do it, break it into two. Okay, make sure it's dry. Again, because if you have hair like I do, it's thick. And you might have thought it's dry and then found some wet spots. So get back in here, make sure it's dry. Okay. Now we start with the curling iron. Oh, I forgot to get out. Okay, so we went over this in the gym video, how to do your hair after the gym without having to wash it, but I'm going to do it again in case you didn't catch it. We have a 1-inch curling iron. We have it at about 3/4 heat. We already have a heat protector on our hair, but getting back to that, heat protectors only protect like a certain percentage. It's not like a magic shield that's going to make it so that heat doesn't do anything to your hair, okay? It helps and it gives it nutrients that your hair needs, but you still don't want to use your curling iron at like 500 degrees. Okay, nothing really goes to 500 degrees, but at the top. Okay, so mine goes to 30, which is really convenient because it doesn't tell you really how hot it is. So I just keep it at like 19 or 20. 3/4 heat, 2/3 heat, just not all the way to the top. You're gonna section your hair. I typically do 3 sections, just like I did with the blow dry. And there's different ways to curl your hair to get different looks. I kind of like it where it looks a little less formal and a little more wavy, so I leave these ends out. I comb with the clip towards the mirror, grab your hair, and go away from your face. Leave these ends out, okay? You can see I use a big section. That's fine. I have thick hair. I don't want it curly like, you know, who's that girl? Shirley Temple. But I leave these ends out a little bit. And then you hang on to it. I keep touching it like this. And when it's so hot I can't touch it, then it's done. This is also a good time to like feel back here and say, oh, did I actually get it dry? And if you didn't, you're really fancy, you can do this. Because if you have thick hair like mine, you gotta leave this on a minute. Don't touch the sausage roll. Leave it. Okay, comb. Clip towards the ear. Curl away from your head. Leave the ends out of it. Check to see if it's dry. If it's not. Or if you sweat. Don't attempt the blow dry thing if you're not fancy yet. Wait there. That's maybe class 201. Okay. For those of us with humid atmospheres, is that the word I'm looking for? Humid places where you live? Anti-humidity hairspray is a must. Even if your hair is naturally gonna hold curl anyway, just use a little bit of hairspray. It's gonna help shield your hair from the humidity. Okay, next section. Remember, big section. The top section should just be like, this is called your occipital bone, you know, like the top of this ridge is really all that shows, right? So we're gonna take big sections and not waste too much time on those first 2 sections. We're just not, because it's a waste of time. So I'm gonna curl this a little bit differently. In the gym video, I said take this section and curl it towards your face. It'll make it look thicker and so that you have more hair. I'm gonna do something else this time. We're gonna curl everything away from your face so you can see kind of the difference, what it looks like. Clip towards the mirror. So, a good thing to think about is, oh my gosh, this is taking forever. Well, yeah. Yep. When you go to a salon, they take lots of like really nice time to do your hair, and that's why it looks amazing and it lasts a really long time. So if you take this time, again, and you have hair similar to mine that you don't have to wash all the time, I mean, I only have to do this like once a week. So yeah, it's taking me 20-30 minutes, but then I don't have to do it again till Saturday of next week. Sounds good to me. Dry shampoo is your friend. And I don't know about you, but my hair actually looks better on like day 4 than it does on day 1 or day 2. It just sort of freaks out when you wash it, and you gotta, you know, calm it and talk nice to it and put a bunch of oil in the ends. And in Florida, the humidity just... I have this button. Why don't you guys have a button? Sometimes I turn it off while I'm doing it. Look in the mirror, look for the green light. Make sure it's still on. What? Okay. Last section. This is the money section, right? Spend your time here. Don't waste it on the rest. I mean, you gotta do something, but you don't have to be perfect. Okay. So, take smaller sections up here than you did the rest. You could even get really fancy and hairspray it before and after. Little hairspray. Definitely use your comb, right? If you like put wrinkly clothes underneath an iron, they're gonna look wrinkly. Same thing with your hair. If you put wrinkly hair in a curling iron, it's not gonna be curly, it's gonna be ugly. So we're making sure it's really nice. No kinks anywhere. We're taking a smaller section than we would the rest of our hair. We hairsprayed it. We're curling it away from the mirror. These bangs, you've noticed I've blow dried a couple of times. I mean, between sweat and hairspray and whatever, that's one thing you'll probably have to do every day, you know, as the week progresses. You'll redo your bangs. You might add some like really nice oil or leave-in conditioner that you can put on dry hair. That's amazing, by the way. Put leave-in conditioner that you can put on dry hair, and it acts like conditioner in the shower, because those of us that are not washing our hair every day, that's all fine and dandy, but you're also not conditioning it every day. So find something that you can put in on dry hair that's going to like replace the moisture that a rinse out conditioner would normally replace. Now this curl is like right up by my face, and so I don't want it too curly. So I'm gonna kind of pull on it. Twist the same way you curled it, you know, so I'm twisting it away from my face. I'm gonna pull on it a little bit because what I don't want is like a wing. That's my new noise I just made. I'm gonna trademark it. Wing. Alright. Small sections, we're at the top. We want to make this look really nice so people think we spent 30 minutes on our hair. Oh wait, we did. Oh my gosh, look at that. These sausage rolls. Okay, so this is why we don't touch the sausage rolls, okay? Your hair is still setting when it's warm. So when you take it off the iron, it's not done yet. Okay, it's got to sort of cool off. That's also why sometimes your hairdresser will use a cool shot at the end, because cold hair is finally done. Warm hair is not done. So you don't touch the sausage rolls. You let them be, and you laugh at your little curly Sue. And then when they're all cool, you're allowed to, you know, run your fingers through them or brush your hair or whatever. Depending on the look you want, you can brush through it or you can run your fingers through it. If you run your fingers through it, it's going to look, you know, kind of ropey, if you will, a little piecey. If you brush it with a brush, if you've curled all the curls the same way, you're going to get that like vintage wavy thing going on. If you have natural real curly hair, you can comb through it and it'll stay. If you have trouble with curl, maybe don't brush through it, because then it won't stay as well. Doing the same thing, because this first one I just don't want quite as curly, so while it's still hot, you twist it and pull on it a little bit and it won't be quite as curly. These are still a little warm, so I'm going to take off this, turn on low fan, and my cool shot. Cool it off a little bit. Because I'm impatient, I don't want to wait. You could just walk around your house. Okay. So I want the vintage look today, so I'm going to brush through it. Alright, so it gives you that really fun, just kind of wavy look. And again, as a finisher, naturally curly, thick, coarse hair is really dry, so we're going to put oil, a couple of drops of this good stuff, with a leave-in conditioner. Not all leave-in conditioner you can put in dry hair. This you can, so find one you can put in dry hair. I'm going to use a pump and a half of leave-in conditioner. And let's see, we're going to use 3 drops of oil. Cocktail it together. That's fun. And you're going to start at your ends because they are your most dry. But you'll see what this is going to do. It's just going to give it a really nice shine. I do this at the tips of my bangs because they get a little frizzy sometimes. Work through it to just sort of, this is another barrier from humidity. Okay, so one might think that we're done, but one last little professional thing is that any hair around your face, again, especially in a hot, humid climate, is gonna get wet from sweat or whatever. So if you take an iron to these bangs, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna tap at the top so you don't get like a kink. You're gonna tap and then just pull it with a little bit of arc to, to sort of do your bangs how you want. What that's going to do is it's going to keep out the humidity because our bangs are just the first to go. They get wonky. So just pull, tap, 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 and then curve a little bit. And then those bangs are going to stay a little bit nicer throughout the day. A little bit of spray never hurt anybody. Okay. And that's how we blow dry my hair. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, please push the thumbs up and subscribe and share and all the things. We love questions and comments. It helps me figure out, what you guys need more help on. So please comment if you have any questions. Thanks so much.